have a weekly update. It's 11 o'clock. Let's go. All right. So, where'd that come from? So, yeah, just want to say thanks for everybody who dialed into the most dysfunctional award show ever. Apparently, you're all as dysfunctional as I am, and you had fun. So, I didn't plan on spending the entire time on a sidewalk outside of Steel and Oak, but win-win. So, good job. We had some great. We'll get into the award winners in a bit, but it was kind of fun. If we learned some stuff. Y'all had some quality time. I watched the video after. I'm like, and it was just me with a great view up my nose. So thank goodness for manscaping. And I got to say, I think the beard plays. So speaking mostly after 21 seconds of nasal view, I'm taking over from Justin Trudeau. What we did prove is that when you need space, you need filler when people are driving from point A to point B. You never go wrong with Ryan Reynolds, even when he actually just sits there frozen because the video doesn't play. You can, still count on Ryan Reynolds, and it's still going to be better than looking up Ron's nose. Hashtag Deadpool forever. The other part is if you want to get somewhere fast and you want to get something done, you just call in these two, Drive It Like You Stole It, and Naomi and Louise, because they're going to get you there. And thank you, Naomi, for the color commentary. That was fantastic.
That's horrible.
It's so rare that it's not me swearing on a meeting. So, it's good. It justifies all my existence. So going forward, though, we need to make some changes. So if we're going to do the Thelma and Louise things, you probably want to have Brad Pitt in there. So we'll put, and if you're going to stare up somebody's nose for an hour, it might as well be Brad Pitt's nose. See, it happens to the good-looking ones too. Ha! So congrats again to all our winners. C. Masood, the Humor team, the Garb and Duma team, Trish Cowley for Rookie of the Year, Trevor Street for two big wins, the Bastion Group, Emily Wager for Top Achiever Under 30, Kelly Fry for Top Achiever, and then our Spirit Award recipient, Mr. Aman Bra, who we totally punked. That was fantastic. And Eagle Award recipients, Crystal Lapp and Matt Bastian underneath the Stop Sharing banner, which I can't because, otherwise I have to go find it later. I don't know how to do that. So anyway, congratulations to everybody. Great year. I know it is late. It is weird that we're doing this and that we did this in June. That said, at least we did it. And we're only 6 months to the next one. So pitter patter. We also had some prize draw winners. I learned that you just don't draw prizes on the side of the sidewalk because anyway, thank God that, and by the way, my wife went through the video for me. And so thank you, Kathy. She went through and figured out who actually won stuff. And yeah, she made the comment of, wow, we just looked up your nose for an hour. That was nice. So Lisa won a bottle of Crown Royal. You don't have to take the Crown Royal. You can give it away to somebody else. We can give you something else if you want. Nobody wants the Crown Royal. Yeah. Mona won a roll of toilet paper and $25 Home Depot gift card. Greg, wipes, which are probably worth more than the $25 Save on Foods card. Sanella won TP and a Save on gift card. Saeed won TP and a Home Depot gift card. Steve Tarp TP, and a Save on gift card. And Ricky won the 5 a.m. Club and the book of coffee. We're going to do some more draws later just for fun because I got some more stuff in a bag down here. Cool. All right. So it was kind of fun. So coronavirus. It's that thing. It's that petulant child. It's the thing that will not go away. We're planning, the U.S. plans on opening Florida and cases spike. BC is still doing a great job. So we just want to make sure that, yay, BC. And if we don't pay attention to what we were doing, how we're capturing. This is a slide back to the first one of these we did, the first dysfunctional last week this morning with KW Elite. Somewhere in between. I hear scamdemic. I hear people freaking out. People walking around basically they're wearing plastic suits. Somewhere in the middle. So drinking bleach, bad. Licking subway poles, bad. Somewhere in the middle, good. So just make sure we're being respectful out there, paying attention, and that we don't just go crazy and start, ramping back up Otherwise, we'll be playing the social distancing edition of Where's Waldo for freaking ever. And I really don't want to do that. I like patios. I like face-to-face meetings. It's fun to get back to that stuff. Cool. So we're actually not going to talk about the coronavirus or the COVID or the pandemic or the scamdemic or the demic of any kind. Might get academic, but that's about it. For the rest of this, what we are going to talk about is complacency. Because that's really what this takes as we're coming back into trying to get into phase 3. I just said we're not going to talk about it, and now we're talking about it. As we come into phase 3, if we get complacent about, washing our hands and doing honestly doing the things that we should have done anyway, it kind of freaks me out that we're going through more paper towels and soap in the bathrooms now. Because what does that say before? Anyway, not going to go there. So complacency denotes self-satisfaction that results in false comfort, diminishing and awareness of danger. Danger. So we need to stay aware. And this is more applicable to your business. We're going to tie this all into one big happy bow and talk about this little company called Starbucks. So Starbucks announced yesterday, and by the way, this content came from my 8:30 a.m. call. So that's how fast. This is live TV. And the stats that I'm going to go through with you showed up at midnight last night. So yay, if I fall asleep during this meeting, you know why. So Starbucks announced last week that they are closing down 400 stores, and people automatically went, ah! It's actually a pretty good news story, and we're going to equate that back to KW and the way we do business. Starbucks has always operated on what they call a third place philosophy. And that's not that they want to be third place behind Tim Hortons and Waves. That means that they want to be that third place that people go to. So they want to be that place between home and work. So you stop off, you get your coffee. Now, what they've done in the past is create an environment where people want to show up. They've offered free Wi-Fi for a long time, environments where you can sit and have a meeting. Write your favorite book. You write the great Canadian novel in your Starbucks, because that's what everybody seems to be doing. Or they're fishing all my contact information off my phone. So adjusting that third place philosophy made them shift and pivot. And what allowed them to do this is very much in line with the way KW has operated the business. And KW is our main topic today. Yeah, we're going to get on a soapbox. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be taller for like the next 30 minutes. So they're closing 400 corporate stores. So you got to look at the corporate versus franchise scenario. KW is a franchise model. So we can't just say, hey, Terry, shut down your store. You're a franchise. We can operate it how we want within the guidelines. So if you're a real estate company that is operating under a corporate model, I would be very, very, very afraid. And there's a lot of those out there still. Like RLP just got bought all back out. So who knows? When you run by a board, you cut the bottom line, and your main goal is to give your shareholders a positive return on the investment. Cool. So pickup versus drive-in. So what Starbucks found is that people actually like. I've been a mobile order user forever because I hate walking in and trying to remember what Terry drinks, because there's 19 steps and it involves unicorns. It's weird. So pickup versus drive-in, how do they adjust to the model? So this is very much shift and pivot, right? They adjusted the model based on the consumer needs because they had insights from the app. People like myself, everybody else who used the app to order, and everybody was kind of forced to use the app to order. They could see what the priorities were, what the products that we're ordering were. They have an artificially intelligence-driven model that they can follow now. And what they found is that we need to do a shift. So just like we'll shift our business model for less bricks and mortar, possibly less physical space, and combining those best of both worlds. They're still going to have all three models. They will have the drive-through, they will have the stop-in, sit-down, and they will have just takeout stands, right? Probably done through Uber Eats. So, but think about how that equates to your business. If you're not shifting your model right now, Starbucks will come out of this looking different than they did going in. And if you're not looking at your business in that way, it's probably not going to be a happy time for you when we come out of the vid. So you need to adjust your business accordingly, because your consumer, your clients are going to have a different expectation. Are they going to want a virtual open house? Are they going to want virtual listings? Are they going to want an increased online presence? And not everybody does. When I go to sit down with a client now or a potential agent, I give them three options. Do you want to talk on the phone? Do you want to talk via Zoom? Or do you want to talk in person? And most people are saying in person, 6 feet apart. They really didn't want to get that close before anyway. So, it's not really a difference. But increased online presence. What's your social media profile look like? Are you investing in that? What the AI allowed them to do is to act quickly. This isn't we're going to shut down 400 stores over the next 2 years. This is we're shutting down 400 stores in the next quarter and adjusting to a pickup model. Boom. So they've adjusted and corrected based on their consumers' demand, which is pretty cool. Just like KW has been AI driven for the last 2 years with Kelly and creating insights, database driven through command. It's a pretty good snapshot and comparison of how smart Gary Keller is. And the team at KW and how they're supporting you and your business. Because unlike a lot of other real estate companies and real estate agents out there, you have the tools to equip you to go out and be successful in this market, whatever the hell this market looks like after, but we're ramping back up. So, and to correct and continue, there's no reason why you can't take advantage of this market because according to really smart people, there is no such thing as a bad crisis. It's just the way you respond to it. I'm sure I've harped on this before, but there are more millionaires and billionaires made in the Great Depression than any other time in history. Close follow-up, the Great Recession. It happens. So at any time when you've got that crisis, you've got an opportunity. How you take advantage of that, if you're not managing your database right now, if you're not diving into command and reaching out to your clients and doing all the things we've been harping on you, and I know we have, because I hear my nagging grandmother in my ear, and she's been gone a while, so that's impressive. No such thing as a bad crisis. It's how you respond to it. If you come out of this and go, wow, I really missed the boat. Sorry, the boat was there. You had to take it, right? So let's talk about our top story. Keller Williams. You guys ever heard of it? Cool company. So Keller Williams, we're literally going to go back a ways. Literally wrote the book on how to make $1 million in real estate. So if you haven't cracked the cover on the MREA book, I strongly suggest you do. Follow the model. We've talked about the economic model repeatedly through Shift. It's time for the lead generation model to kick in, leveraging your resources, leveraging your sphere of influence, and getting back to doing business if you're not already. And hopefully this is old news to you because this is what you should have been doing pretty much all the way through if you're treating this like a business. The word complacency kicks back in because I talked to several agents who said, you know what, I'm good right now. I closed a bunch of deals in December, January, and February, so I'm good. August and September are coming. How's your pipeline? Just saying. What is going to happen? I talk a bit about the COVID hangover, the Corona hangover. I had one of those on the weekend. Different thing. So the COVID hangover is going to come when everybody who's pushed back their lease, deferred their lease, has to pay it back. When landlords want their rent all in one shot, and when your revenue runs out. If you're independently wealthy and sitting on a big pile of cash, send me some. If not, you need to get back to the things that make you money, right? And those tools are available to you. So get back into the habit, get back into the flow of doing business. We're talking a lot about the interdependent business model right now. The KW model was founded on, you have the dependent model where the brokerage does everything for you. You have the independent model where basically you're just renting space. And then you have the interdependent model. And we are very much the interdependent model. This was a big aha for me because I looked at it and went, that's your business as an agent. You're either dependent, as in you're the awesome person who doesn't know how to write a contract or how to lead generate, and you want the leads to come to you and you just want to sit there and go, feed me, Seymour. Or you're the independent person who runs your own brand, could not care less what the office is doing, you're not plugged in. And ideally, as a Keller Williams agent, you want to be somewhere in the middle of that. You want to run your own brand, you want to run be independent on your business, you want to understand your business, you want to have your own P&L, and you want the office to support and provide an environment for you to be successful. And for your brokers to have your backs should something go sideways. And that's very much what we work towards. Figure out where your business is. If you're not plugged in, plug in. There is this opportunity has provided us some insight as to where we sit. And honestly, as an office, I think we need to do a better job of engaging with you guys and making sure you're plugged in and getting the information you want. So look for that in the future. I used to call it dragging you kicking and screaming towards your success. I don't say that anymore because we're in a kinder, gentler time where I'm not allowed to touch you. So there you go. Matrix performance. So just a little insight, a little peek behind the curtain. This is our new vital signs scorecard. This is what we are using to gauge our success and or future success See the positive spin there on the way we evaluate our businesses. So this comes straight out by KWRI. It's a 12-month rolling number. On one side, you'll see market center performance. We won't talk about that. We're doing okay. Can always do better. But the agent performance side. So we talk about total agents. Yay. We have 321 agents as of May. We're a little higher than that now. Total cappers, we're actually okay, 10 out of 10. So we have a lot of agents who cap because some will say our cap's too low. Don't worry, we're not changing that anytime soon. Percent of agents with a downline, this is where we start seeing the opportunity. Passive residual income and profit share can be a little confusing to people. So I see this as an opportunity on how to explain that better and help people build that profit share. And that said, we're actually pretty much in the medium for KW in general. Here's the numbers that impact your business. Agents with a closed unit this month. We are a solid, we're at 30%, so 3 out of 10. That tells me that a lot of those cappers are the ones closing the deals. So if you're in that middle group, you're at risk. You need to get out there and work twice as hard. Sorry, I didn't say it was going to be nice. You need to work at the things that are going to drive revenue in your business. If you need help with that, put up your hand and ask. We'll find you somebody to help out with that. Agents with a listing this month, not bad, 27%. We know the market we're in. And yet, if you're not getting active listings, honestly, listings are selling in, the average days on market was around 30 days. Still, if it's the right property at the right price, not $150,000 below assessed, please don't do that. Not our office. But go out and get those listings. There's a great time to list because there's very, very little inventory. And when the Corona hangover hits, you want to be positioned because there may be some people who have to sell their house, not want to sell their house. No doom and gloom here. So here's where we come into my favorite topic, command, because we have now set a line in the sand. We have a date of September 1. Naomi's going to cringe. Date of September 1, where we are going to run our entire market center business through command. This is all in. So we are going. Command is the most innovative technical solution for real estate in most businesses out there. If you haven't played with it, play with it. This is the dragging you kicking and screaming to your success portion. Because when we look at the number of agents with opportunities, we're a 1 out of 10. When you look at the average number of contacts in the database, we're a 0 out of 5. That's your database, people. So no matter what you're using right now, if you need a hand, give me a call. We'll figure it out. Almond's pretty handy at helping you get your database in there. Is command perfect? Heck no. And I would ask you if Google is perfect, if any other technology support. Am I perfect? Not even close. So unless you're looking at my nose, and then you'll see the uniform nasal here. And then percent of agents using smart plans, 2 out of 5. I think it's interesting we get a higher rating on smart plans, which are how you communicate with your clients versus contacts in the database. Our goal is for you all to have your entire database in command within the next 30 days. You're going to be talking to us a lot. It's going to be fun. And maybe this isn't your cup of tea. Maybe you're not a tech guru. We'll talk about those scenarios. That was guru, not girl, by the way. I started slurring. Cool. Somebody call an ambulance. So if you're not technical, if you need support, don't just sit in the corner and worry about it. Give us a call and we will find somebody to help you, or we will help you load it in. It's nice and simple, honestly. Go in there, and we used to tell you to go in and break it. Can't break it anymore. It works pretty damn fine. So look at that, Naomi. I swore too. Not as bad as you did, but I did. So, and despite all that on the vital signs report card, like I say, the new numbers came out midnight last night. So this is just for last month. This is for May 2020. Just to show you the state of your industry. This is for our catch area, including Port Coquitlam, Coquitlam, Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, Mission, Surrey, Westminster, Port Moody, and more, just for shits and giggles. Oh, swore twice. Because, I don't know if anybody's selling anything in Anmore, but if you do, good job. We're number 1. I was shocked by this. I was shocked by this. So 54 units, 30 on the list side, 24 on the buy side, $38 million in volume, market share just around 5%. Let's see where the business is. 54 units is number 1. Wow. So that tells me that there's a big opportunity out there for you to go and dominate the marketplace. Here's where we sit, agent productivity. So this is productivity by units, 1.8. This number is usually much higher than that, obviously. So 1.8 versus 1.6 at Remax. By volume, 1.3 million versus 1.2 at the next guy. Sold days on market, 33.9. This is the, hey, we sell your house faster and we get you more money for it. We're number 2 behind Oakland on market share percent sold versus asked. So, and we're talking decimal points here, right? So you're still leading in categories. You're still doing the job that your clients hire you to do, which is awesome. And again, caution, complacency. Because here's the market. How many real estate agents in the Lower Mainland? 14,000 and change, 15,000, 17,000, depending who you ask. This is the entire Lower Mainland and some of the interior BC as well. So there were 890 agents last month that did one transaction or more. Total sales volume, you can see the numbers. So there is a massive opportunity for you to go take market share. This is the time to dig in, pick up the phone, go knock on a door if you want, I guess. I don't know what our policy is actually. Can't knock. I guess you can knock on the door. Just run away after you knock on it. Don't leave anything flaming on the doorstep, though. You look at the revenue share, and there's opportunity out there. There are a lot of agents that just stuck their head in the sand. So the goal, honestly, you don't have to be number 1. You don't have to dominate the market. You just have to suck less than the other guy, and you will make money, right? If you've got 1 or 2 listings coming in, you're going to take market share. If you've got 5 listings coming in, you're working with buyers as well, you're going to rock the market. So go forth and dominate. Global domination through real estate. Bam. All right. Keller Williams. Here's what we do. Command. So what's interesting is some of the agents that have come in recently who have run pretty successful real estate businesses have come in, looked at Command, gone through the walkthrough and gone, holy crap, this thing's really, really cool. Which was a big eye opener for me because even I will admit that I've looked at it and gone, yeah, well, when it works perfectly and I can't run my pipeline through it as a team leader and whatever else, and lots of work really, 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 really good. So like your contacts, like your database management, like all those wonderful things. Hello, CMA. So when you look at what the industry is saying, like Inman, who loves to hate Keller Williams, Command definitely delivers on Keller Williams commitment technology. That's a big pill to swallow for those boys. We're the Hotwire 2020 Tech 100 winner for Command, right? So obviously this does some things that we're not looking at the day-to-day level. And how do you run your business on it on a day-to-day level? Yeah, it's a work in progress, and you need to get in there and start playing with it. Because here are some of the cool things it does. Database overview, so you can literally see a health scorecard of your database. How much contact information do you have in there? We've said this before, but when we first rolled out Command, the 2 pieces of information that were most often missing, when the house was sold to them and where the house was. From Sales 101, that's what you sold them and when you sold it to. It's pretty hard to have a pipeline and a sales cycle. Wow. Sales cycle if you don't know what you sold and when you sold it. Just saying. So reporting, these are all snapshots because, again, it was designed by you guys. The design templates, yeah, maybe it ain't Canva, but it's way easier to use. I can't use Canva. I can do a design template in about 35 seconds. Cool. Play with it. The referral network. We've talked about Sheila Morrison making $80,000 just in referral fees over the last year. She lives in Calgary, Alberta. Not even anywhere near the office. So she was working remotely is mandatory for her. What I have highlighted here is the referral map. So this shows the patterns of where the referrals are coming. So I don't know, if I was a real estate agent with Keller Williams and I had access to this information, I'd look at where the most referrals are coming and then I'd build out my network at that point. Maybe just $80,000 of free money. Not a bad idea. Opportunities. How to manage your pipeline. And here's what we found is that for a lot of real estate agents, you're not used to running this like a business or running this like a sales business. So if you're a salesperson out there selling widgets and gadgets, you're probably running a sales pipeline, right? Because your boss tells you you have to. You're independent agents. So you're doing this because it's the right thing for your business. But the opportunities gives you the opportunity to move everybody through the sales pipeline and make sure that you're not missing any bits of information, then tie them back into campaigns, tie them back into smart plans. It's got a lot of moving parts, which can be overwhelming. And the reason it does is because it is your business management tool. It's how you're going to run your business in the future. And it's free. Cool. All right. Plus Connect, plus Shift, plus MREA, plus Maps Coaching, plus Command, plus Bold Pivot coming back on July 14th. You want to register, call Naomi, call Carla. Don't call me because, I'm bad at that. Don't send me texts, by the way. Send me a WhatsApp message, an email, or give me a call. My text messaging is funky right now. Just saying. And we have bingo. So play some freaking bingo. So the stuff you should be doing already, creating a campaign, wearing pants. Please wear pants. We're back to real. Get a haircut, drink something. Play some bingo. If you already got a line, let us know. We'll send you some prizes. All right. Find the motivated, find the opportunity. And now Josh and Michael. Big smiles. Michael, you there?
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
Bum, bum, bum. Are we going to
Michael's
talk
there.
about these? Michael wanted to talk about the exciting topic of E&O.
Yeah. It's a really fun and exciting topic.
Now, at first, I thought you said ELO, which I love being.
Oh, I love ELO too.
Anyway.
No music in the background.
I could have queued that up too. I actually have it. Oh well. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to go through some of the high points of our errors and emissions insurance that we have in BC. Something that was formed in 1988 to create a more stable and cost-effective professional liability insurance for us as realtors in the industry. Provides coverage for liability in respect to damages, but only in connection with a claim that is made, reported to the insurer during the plan period and arisen out of error in performing or failing to perform real estate services for others. The insurance agreement does not trigger council investigations or real estate board investigations. There are presently, on average, 500 to 600 open claims at any one time, 25 to 35 claims in an average month. And some of the neat examples, things to think about that are causing claims include things like building size, septic sewers, GST and taxes, boundaries, soil, of course, we've talked a little bit about oil tanks here and there along the way, permits, suites, title, zoning, grow ops, structural problems, foundations, age of dwellings, roof, water supply. So a lot of the things that we deal with, and of course, drafting of contracts, and something that's very frightful is something called lost bank drafts. Something we don't have a problem with, do we? One thing we touched on last week is for everyone that owns property or has a share in property, in order to maintain their errors and insurance coverage, they only have to own 10%. So if you own 10% or more in a property, my advice is don't sell it yourself. And if you use another agent in the office to do it, you need to completely step back from the transaction. So you can't, for example, say Bob's going to list it for me and then I put my sign on the property with my phone number. I take all the calls. I review all the offers. That does not constitute stepping back, just so everyone's aware of that.
Michael, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I just question, because you bring up a good point. What if I'm an agent on a team and I want to list one of my properties and I ask my team member to go ahead and list? What's the scenario there?
As we know, as far as agency, I would think that, team. Okay, you might have me on that one there, Josh.
Okay, I do know the answer, but
I'm going to say probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could do it either. So fill me in.
Yeah, so the answer is no. Yeah, for sure. You're vicariously liable for the same information, and you know each other, you're team members. So the questions come up a couple times in the past 2 weeks for me,
Okay.
and when I dug in on it, it was really clear you cannot. So you need to hire another agent in the office that is not at all directly involved with any or a portion of your business, your day-to-day business. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it makes sense. As I said earlier, and if you do hire that person in the office, it's really hard for us because I think a lot of us are control freaks. And but you really truly have to step back from the transaction and let them handle it. When you're doing a transaction, you have to know who you act for. Who's your principal? Know your property. Verify information and state your sources. And I think we've talked about that a few times over the last few weeks. Keep great records. I mean, that has saved so many people by keeping good records of everything that happens throughout a listing or a sale. Another thing that's really important is don't admit liability, because there's a chance that could void your E&O coverage. So don't ever say it was my fault. I think everyone's probably aware $1 million is the maximum amount per claim. Now, if a claim is made, or a claim is made to E&O, the insurer makes the determination to pay out, and we have no decision-making ability in that. So if they choose to negotiate a settlement, or maybe it goes all the way through the courts, they make the determination, and we have no input in that. I think another item we talked about in the last few weeks is, and this is hard for us, know your area of expertise. And don't act outside the boundaries of your skill level. It's really hard for people. They've always wanted to sell a business. They always want to do commercial. They really want to sell their friend that piece of property in Tumbler Ridge, but they are stepping out their area of expertise. So, I mean, if you're going to be doing something, especially in an area you know nothing about, refer. If you're wanting to venture into a new area of expertise, then education. Team up with someone in the office that already has that ability to be able to guide you through the process. One thing, E&O has a really good website available. They've got the latest newsletters. They've got our current indemnity plan, reporting claims, FAQs, and tips on helping to prevent claims. So I'm going to hold this up. I think everyone's going to be able to see it because I made it big this morning. So I don't know if anyone can see that. Does it show, or is it? Can you see that, Josh?
Yes, I can see that. Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I can totally see that.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. So it's not coming up backwards or anything, but their website's pretty easy to find. You can just Google it. You know, if you don't want to write this down, and if you want to log into the site as a realtor, the password is just E&O. Really easy, and it logs you into the site and gives you the ability to go over some of the stuff that people have been sort of experiencing, right? Another couple of tips from E&O that we have is they've defended several licensees against claims related to signing or witnessing documents. So examples include some of the things they've dealt with: signing or altering a contract without your client's knowledge or consent. A big no-no. Signing a client's name to an addendum to extend dates or subject removal with only verbal instruction from the client to do so. The client later denied giving the instruction and sued. Altering one of the seller's answers on the property disclosure statement with only verbal instructions. Thanks, Carla. signing as a witness to a signature without having actually witnessed the person signing the document. So they all seem pretty simple, but you get an idea of what we can and can't do. And some tips to avoid facing claims like those above. Always ensure you have written instructions from your client or their authorized agent before you sign a contract on their behalf. When signing on behalf of a client, never sign their name. It's just like when you're advising your client in an estate sale. I mean, you always sign your name and then you'll say executor to the estate of, in that respect. So you're always signing your own name and then indicating beside your signature that you're the agent for the client. And then another one, and I don't know how many times we're doing a lot of contracts electronically now, never sign as a witness to a signature on a document unless it was signed in your presence. I think back to the 90s, back to something, I don't even know, fax machines. Someone's laughing in the background. Getting a fax in and then realtors just witnessing the signature on the fax copy that came in, which is a big no-no. Do you have any questions, Josh?
No, Michael, that covered it. That was actually really nice. A good refresher for the most part for our agents.
There's a couple of questions in the chat group.
When I talked to Ron yesterday, we're not trying to terrify you, but we want to make you aware of some of the things to be careful of and things that you just so you refresh your memory of what you can and can't do. So you don't put yourself in a position to find that you're up before errors and omissions.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. There's a couple questions Ron just pointed out. CMAX asking, what's the claim? What is the claim is greater if the claim is greater than $1 million? I'm not quite sure if I worded that or interpreted it correctly. CMAX, you want to just...
What if the claim is over $1 million?
Right. Yeah.
We do have a liability policy in place that we could tap into. We have it for all realtors here. Sorry to jump in, but I knew what he meant.
Oh, that's great.
And we do have a liability policy here where we could try to make up for the balance. But we have in 11 years, knock on wood, not had anything come close to that.
Yeah. And the policy really is driven by each brokerage's market area. Like what is the general sale price of listings in an area? North Van, for example, West Van would have higher insurance coverage on their company side than say Port Coquitlam or Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows would, and it's based on price point. So Carla asked, what about showing your own property? And what about when buying real estate yourself? Is there E&O coverage if you happen to show your own property or if you're buying your own real estate?
I'm going to say that if you shouldn't be showing your own property. If you want E&O coverage, step back and let either the buyer's agent show the property or the agent in the office that's representing you to show the property. I can't think of too many instances where you're going to need E&O coverage on your buy side.
Right.
So I don't see any reason why someone can't go out as their own agent and be able to purchase real estate on their own.
That's a true buyer beware, and you are the buyer, so beware.
Well, we are our system of law is caveat emptor, right? Let the buyer beware, right?
Yeah.
So that takes care of that portion. We didn't talk about deductibles. So deductibles are $2,000 for the licensee and $2,000 for the brokerage. But like our brokerage, like all the others, at the end of the day, if a claim is paid out, you'll be paying the entire amount.
The 4,000 you're referring to.
4,000, yeah.
Brokerage amount and your own amount. Yes.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah. So you have to think about that as well. And like I say, you have no control on whether E&O decides to pay out or not. So it's completely up to them. I mean, you look at the breakdowns of closed claims since January 1st of 1988. I mean, they've been pretty successful. I mean, we have some fantastic lawyers at E&O. And no payment was made in 66% of the claims. Legal fees in only 18%. And of all those claims that we've had since 88, there's only been 16% that have had any form of payout at all. So that's really positive from that point of view. But then you look at claims since January 2015, 53% of the claims were for negligent misrepresentation. 25% were for negligent drafting of contracts. 4% for breach of fiduciary duty. And then 8% were negligence. And the other two small portions were property management and strata management. So like I say, you want a little more information, just hop on the website and be able to read through it. And unless you have any more questions, Josh or Ron, back to Ron.
I just got to give you props for pulling out fax machine and speaking Latin during one meeting.
What is it? Oh, I guess if you talk to a lawyer, they know what a fax machine is.
There you go.
Sure
and
do.
Latin. To kind of go together. Debbie had one last question. What about receiving percentage of listing end on property owned in the United States of America?
Wow, Josh, can you help me on that one?
Can you ask that question? Wait. What about receiving a percentage of listing end on property owned in the United States?
I'm going to say it's a referral.
That's a referral fee, I'm assuming, is what we're talking about. I don't see the issue there. No, I would go right ahead with that.
I'd agree with that.
In fact, I believe Terry and I have in the past on exactly that. So yeah, no, you're fine.
But make sure you get your referral form signed and into the conveyancing office so that they know to look out for that referral coming in.
Yep.
And so that you don't
100%.
get hooped on receiving it.
Or do it through command.
Do it through command.
Sorry, that wasn't me, Adam. That was a weird voice from above. It's bizarre. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Thank you. E&O, you actually made that fairly interesting. That was a good job. That's job well done right there. Fantastic. Cool. All right. Go forth, do business. Let us know what you need. Let us know what you want. We're putting together the calendar for the next couple of months for training. We are going to stay digital. It's kind of fun. Everybody gets to sit at their house with their bunny slippers and their pets and their kids because no one went back to school. Do you notice that? No one went back to school. Unless you were like screwed for daycare, then you sent your kids back to school. But yeah, it was pretty entertaining to watch. So we have a friend of ours. We ran into a beach on White Rock, and she's a teacher who had 3 kids in her classroom, and she has a classroom of 40 odd kids for a private school. Yeah, 3 kids, and they were the ones who like, I don't know why I'm here. Mom just got tired of me. I just had to come here. That's the way it worked. Oh, I was Trump for a second. Cool. All right. I almost made it through an entire thing without saying Trump. Yes.
Ron, one thing. Next Tuesday, 9 a.m., the Real Estate Board of Vancouver is putting on a panel. I'm facilitating the panel. It's all on strata insurance.
No,
and Tony Gioventu will be one of the speakers. There's a couple of the other speakers I'm not familiar with who they are, but they're big in the insurance world. One's from ICBC. Another is a property manager with Key Pacific. And it's going to be a really informative hour and a half next Tuesday, the 23rd from 9 to 10:30. There is a link on rebgv.ca. Go find it and sign up. It's free.
Can we also post that link on the cafe group and other places?
Yes, we sure can.
Cool.
Yes, we
awesome.
can. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Cool. That sounds awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay, cool.
All right. On that note, going once, going twice, needs and wants. Nope. Okay. Go list properties. People want to buy them, apparently. It's a good thing. Okay. Cheers. Okay. Bye, folks.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good job, Michael.